If you want to improve your small talk skill and get to the point where these usually awkward silence packed and surface level conversations turn into really, really meaningful, deep, and fun ones, there is one shockingly simple trick you could use from this day onwards to improve this skill forever, and that is being selfish. You see, most people, like literally most people you'll encounter, the way they approach these small talks is they are just trying to avoid awkward silence. They feel the possibility of awkward silence emerging, and as it emerges, they start struggling a lot. They struggle like a fish on land. They just struggle to fill in the gaps. They approach the most basic, the most unimportant subjects they don't even care about just to fill in the voids. And this is the tactic that's promoted online as well, filling in the voice, approaching the conversation with certain tactics in mind, with certain one-liners, asking specific questions. There are a lot of tactics like this that are meant to get you to the point where your small talks are really good. But actually, talking to people, bonding with people, socializing in general, 80% of it is feeling, it regards vibes, not specifics, not tips and tricks. All of these things are just the cherry on the top, the 20%, the final pieces of the puzzle, but the foundation is your vibe. So if you have the courage to do it, just go ahead, find a fantastic one-liner, go outside, find a person, say it to them in a pretty anxious and insecure way, and just get their reaction. And then go ahead and find another stranger out there and tell them stuff like, I'm extremely insecure, I'm anxious, I have absolutely no friends, and I was wondering if you want to be my friend. You have put the worst resume possible out there, but if you say it in a confident way, in a chill way, with a nice vibe, maybe you hyped yourself up a bit before, like the content of your speech doesn't matter anymore. It's all about your vibe. The other person will probably even ignore the things you said and they will focus on the vibe you put out there when you said it. And it's the same way with just saying fantastic things. If you are in your head and overthinking, overcomputing the perfect one-liners, the perfect things to say, just trying to figure out what the other person's interests are and just tackle them and ask questions about them, you will only make it feel like an interrogation, like an interview. You don't want that. You want a nice vibe in which you connect to the other person. And in order to get that, the only way to do it is to prioritize your well being, not the other person's. Their well being is a byproduct of your well being. Your social mood is contagious. If I'm in a great mood right now, even you watching this video are gonna be in a bit of a better mood already. If I were to just talk monotonously, then that would be contagious as well, and you would probably be bored and click off already. Social situations require you to feel good about yourself. People that are enthusiastic, the people that are excited about life and just have fun on their own, they automatically attract other people to them. Now, this is our foundation, the most important thing, your vibe. So, unless you prioritize your vibe and unless you hype yourself up to the point where you truly enjoy it, where you are truly focused outwards, instead of just thinking about how the other persons perceive you and whether you look cool enough, whether you have any stains or wrinkles on your clothes, if you manage to shift your attention outwards and to be happy, other people, you just open the door for them to come to you and to have a fantastic interaction. Now the next component to it, to the selfishness, is your natural curiosity. You need to be guided by your natural curiosity. Because you see, when you're talking to people in these conversations, you could literally start the conversation however you want. Maybe you've heard people online say stuff like, asking the other person, hi, how are you, is the worst opener because it's just basic and it leads nowhere. I completely disagree. Because if you go ahead and take this approach, like I've personally done it so many times and it's gotten me great results. If you have the proper vibe about it, then you can just iterate from there. The other person is just gonna answer your question, and the idea for you is to say the thing that comes to your mind in the first millisecond, like the first thing coming to your mind when you hear that answer. To just say it out loud through your character, right? Through, like, just say it the way you would normally say it. You could even practice these things in front of the mirror at home. And if you tend to be quite an overthinker, I really suggest you do it, because you might have the opinion that you have to overcompute and overanalyze and craft the perfect lines to say every single time. If you are like this right now, you need to unlearn this disease, right? This bad habit. And a good exercise to practice is to just like close your eyes and start saying random words out loud when you're home alone. Like gray, sky, grass, telephone, car, sky, building, stars, planet, green. Just say these random words, whatever comes to your mind. Doesn't really matter, it doesn't have to have sense. The point for you is to go ahead and flow, to allow yourself to flow, to allow your mind to say things automatically without thinking about anything else in the process. This is how you're training your mind to be able to have a fluency of speech, to be able to just flow socially as well. And after iterating through this practice for long enough, you're just gonna see that in your social situations, your mind just flows a lot much easier. A lot easier, actually. And from that point onwards, you can just allow yourself to flow, allow those thoughts that are generated inside your mind to just flow out, because that's the goal. And you are naturally curious anyway. If you're focused outwards, you will be naturally curious. The people you're talking to will inevitably say things that will trigger your curiosity, that will lead you to just have the desire to ask more questions, to get to know them a bit better. They will say something intriguing, and to that your mind will be like, okay, so like, why? How does that work? How does that sport work? Tell me more about that class you're going to from time to time. That's how you iterate. And when you say it so genuinely, when you say it with pure curiosity and being present in the conversation as well, like, you don't need any complicated one liners and tips and tricks and tactics. The only thing you need is your vibe. And when you have the vibe, everything else flows perfectly. A very good example of this is on a YouTube channel called That Was Epic. I'm gonna link it in the description so you can go ahead and check this guy's channel out. But he makes these social interactions, just talking to people, basic social interactions on the street. He used to do some pranks in the past as well. You go ahead and check it out anyway. But the point is that this guy's vibe is gold, because this guy is just flowing, literally. He's just improvising in the moment, just taking the conversation and going with it very naturally, authentically, genuinely. And this is the exact goal we want. This is how a healthy, natural human connection conversation should look like. Not overthinking, not overcomplicating. If you do overthink in your general social situations, in your small talks, then you will just, like, people will just pick up on the fact that you are not present. People will pick up on the fact that you are too much in your head, that you are not even giving them your gift of presence, and they will be quite disappointed. People lose respect for other people that show that seem like they don't respect them in the first place. Because if you prioritize your inner monologue, your over computing, over analyzing thoughts, it means you're not paying enough respect to them. You should be fully immersed in the conversation. If you're not able to be fully immersed in the conversation, it's better to not even engage in the conversation in the first place, because you are just shaming yourself. You are meant to be present in the conversation, and that's your responsibility, your gift to give, and then two, the only way to bond with people. Even with the people you have bonded so far, the way you did it was by being present. If you were just never present around these people, they wouldn't be your friends right now, because it's impossible to create connections like this. The only way for you to do it is to be focused outwards, to be present, And as I said, a way to enhance your small talk skill, or even your talking skill in every single conversation, not only small talks, is to be selfish and curious. And by allowing your selfishness and curiosity to combine, that will just snowball into a fantastic conversation by default. And a conversation that's not only nice, but it's authentic as well. Because it's literally your natural curiosity that's guiding it. It's not some YouTube tactic you saw or some tricks you read in a certain book. It's your natural curiosity that's gonna attract the proper people to you as well. And once you get some practice into it, once you you obviously have to iterate with this. It's not gonna be night and day. If you manage to get everything I talked about so far and it just clicks for you automatically, then it could be night and day as well, but you still need to put in the practice. You still need to go out there to perhaps approach strangers, because this is a great way to practice it, and to just get into the small talks, to just go with the flow, to just see where your curiosity leads you. And if it doesn't lead you anywhere, there is no shame about it. What does it matter if a stranger saw an awkward side to you? The two of you are probably never gonna meet again anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You need to put in the practice, and after you iterate for long enough, you'll see that it's impossible for you to have dry small talks ever again, because you become this new version of you that's automatically guided by curiosity. And now you're not trying to please the people around you, you're trying to please yourself. You're trying to have fun yourself. And as a byproduct of that, as I said, people will love it. And they will also tend to feel a lot better around you. And they will want to be around you even more. So it's just a win-win. This is the way our conversations should look like anyway. This is the healthiest way to have conversations. And if you want my personal guidance with this, I have a link in the description. You can go ahead and check it out, and I could help you one-on-one.